It smells like I went to the village one Saturday morning and one auntie just cooked some badass soup for me. So today I'm going to be learning how to make a pumpkin stew from the northern part of Nigeria called Miyan Taushe. I'm going to be eating that with a dough-like corn starchy meal. So to start, I've kicked off by boiling my beef. So while that's boiling, I'm going to prep my pumpkin, which we're going to make into a pumpkin puree, which will be almost like the base of our stew along with the grounded peppers. So I'm going to dice up my pumpkins and boil them and then puree them. So while my pumpkin is boiling, I'm going to actually start cooking the base by frying up the meats. I'm just adding my blended pepper mix. Let's increase the heat a little bit. While that comes to a boil, I'm going to add my seasoning, so some salt, ginger, black pepper, and some curry powder. I'm just going to let this cook for a bit until it starts to get that aromatic smell. So I'm adding my pumpkin puree now. Just give this a bit of a stir and let this cook for about 4 minutes. Okay, so it's been 4 minutes. While this boils, I'm going to add a little bit of our beef stock. I'm also going to add some grounded groundnuts, about half a cup or so, or a cup-ish. Give that another stir. Then I'm going to cook this for another 10 minutes, covered. So I'm making the tuwo masara now. So I've got a little bit of water in my bowl here, and I'm going to add some corn flour. Apparently the reason for doing this instead of adding it straight into the pan is so that you don't get lumps forming while you're cooking the corn flour. Just gonna give it a stir, try and make this into a paste. I'm actually going to add a little bit more. I've got a little bit of boiling water, and I'm going to add our corn flour mix. And just let it come to a boil. While that happens, I'll add a little bit more corn flour to thicken it up. And that's pretty much it. Oh, it's getting thick really quick actually. Interesting. So I've just added a little bit of corn flour. I'm not sure if I should have done that because you can clearly see lumps, which was what I was trying to avoid. I thought adding more corn flour would thicken it up. I'll just continue to stir while it cooks, and yeah, it is what it is. So I've actually added a little bit more flour because I've realized it's almost like making amala, which is yam flour. So it's actually thickened up quite nicely. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more hot water, just a tiny bit, and cover to let it cook a little bit. Yeah. Final touch is our spinach. this a stir. Because I'm using frozen spinach, I'm going to let this cook for maybe roughly 5 to 10 minutes. First of all, I have to go on again about how lovely this smells. It smells like I went to the village one Saturday morning and one auntie just cooked some badass soup for me. I don't know what I'm smelling, but it just smells so delicious. I've made similar stews before, right? But I think at least in the south, this may be the closest thing I can think of is efforiro, which is basically blended peppers, spinach with things like locust beans inside. But this smells completely different. I'm guessing maybe it's the peanuts, the grounded peanuts. Mostly maybe it's the pumpkin puree. Anyways, it smells great. Let's taste it. I'm going to use my hands, going traditional here. I'll leave the beef for last because, you know, after you've eaten something like a main meal, you dice the beef later. And let me start off with the tuwo masara. Very interesting to make. Making it reminds me of how I make amala, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the back of yams, the skin. So I'm going to taste that with pumpkin stew. Oh my god. So I'm about to go out right to the cinema. I wish I had more time just to sit down and just eat this because, oh my god. So starting off with the cornmeal. Honestly, it has a very bland taste, but I think that's the purpose of it. It's meant to be a carrier for the pumpkin stew, which is like, it's meant to be a vehicle, I should say. And the pumpkin stew is, Lord, oh my god, it tastes so good. But this tastes really good. Oh my, I'm going to have to give this, for a traditional meal, which I've never had before, this is definitely like a 9. It's on that level. Anyways, let's taste the beef. That was good, yeah. I'll demolish this off camera. Anyways, thank you for watching. I fully recommend this. If you've never tried pumpkin stew before, 100% give it a go. Have a lovely weekend, have a lovely week. Take care, thanks for watching, bye.